Today we're gonna make a Korean kimchi pancake with fresh homemade kimchi. Here are the ingredients and preparation methods. You may want to pause here to look at it. So today we'll be making kimchi pancakes. This is the jar of kimchi that we have prepared 2 days ago. It's been fermenting for 2 days, so it's ready for consumption. And it's a very popular snack in Korea. So all we need is a little bit of kimchi that we will have to cut up, 1 egg, and just general purpose wheat flour and some water to mix up the batter. So we can start by just taking some of the kimchi. We don't need too much of it, and we don't need to add any seasoning because the kimchi is salty and spicy enough. I'm just going to take a little bit more. Okay, just a tad more. Here we go. I'm just going to cover this thing up. Now I'm going to use a pair of scissors to cut up the kimchi. Don't want to take out the cutting board and needing to wash the cutting board again afterwards. I'm just going to cut it up to as small pieces as I can. Just bear with me on this. I'm trying to cut it up to as small pieces as I can. Now what I'm going to do now is to add the egg. And mix the kimchi with the egg. And put a few tablespoons of flour. Now this portion is just for me, one person for dinner, so I'm not making too much of a portion. And that should be enough. I'm just going to mix this thing through. And I'll add some water to dilute the batter. Here we go. And just mix this thoroughly so that it forms a batter. And we'll come back to this when we're ready to cook. So we've got our non-stick pan, and we'll just turn up the heat to warm up the pan. Now we'll add a bit of vegetable oil. Because this is non-stick, we don't need to have too much of an oil. We'll just twirl this around to coat as much of the area as we can. And once the pan is hot, we'll just pour in the batter. I'm making it for one portion for myself, so I will only make one pancake. We'll spread the batter out as thinly as possible. Turn up the flame a little bit. So we'll just let the kimchi pancake cook on one side, just to make sure we turn down the heat a little bit so that it doesn't burn. And I'll come back when it's ready to be flipped. So So the bottom side has been cooking for the last 1.5 to 2 minutes, and we'll just have a quick peek. Yep, looks quite crispy now. We need to turn this over and cook the other side. Now I'm not a big chef, so I can't flip it over with flipping the pan. I'm just going to use a spatula. I'll just press it down so that there's even contact between the pancake and the pan. And we'll let this cook for a few minutes. So after a few more minutes of cooking, the bottom is cooked properly. I'm going to turn it one more time. Okay, the color is just perfect, just a little bit brown for that little bit of crispy edge. I'm just going to push this thing down and cook the other side for a few more seconds, just to warm it up and to crisp it up. Okay, and that's ready. I'm just going to turn off the fire now, and we'll plate this thing up and serve it. Right, so here's the pancake. It's ready. I'm going to serve it up on the plate. I'm just going to push it down here. Arrange this. It's still a little hot. Now, one good way of serving Korean kimchi pancake is actually to serve it with some Japanese mayonnaise, which is very rich and made from mainly egg yolks. We'll just drizzle this on top in a line manner, and the sourness of the kimchi goes very well with the richness of the mayonnaise. Now we can top the pancake with a little bit more fresh kimchi. That would actually be quite nice as well. So there we have it. This is Korean kimchi pancake.